Continues as I take you live now to Durban and in fact to Clare Estate in the city, where residents are angry after they claim a forensic pathology services employee mishandled the body of a young girl. The little girl and her friend died after a wall collapsed in Kennedy Road. The two were aged 5 and 7. They were swinging on a gate when the wall fell down. eNCA's Dasen Thathiah joins us now from Clare Estate. Very quickly, before we get to the actual allegation against the pathology services, what happened? How did this wall come to fall down?
Well, Jeremy, we now know the names of the girls. It's Sisanda and Clala, as well as Sizipiwe Lebazi. Sizipiwe lived on this property that you see behind me, and Sisanda lived down the road. So the way we understand it, just from speaking to the families and speaking to neighbors, we were also here last night and spoke to paramedics. We understand that the two girls, with a third girl who was injured in this incident, were playing on this driveway. I'll just step out of the shot for you, Jeremy, so you can take a look. And we are told that they were swinging on a gate that used to run across this driveway, and during that time the wall to the left of this shot gave way and collapsed on them, crushing both of them to death, while the third girl managed to escape with serious injuries. She's in hospital at the moment. So they were found by neighbors who had heard the bang, and by the time paramedics got here, unfortunately, it was too late. So we now understand that there was also a fourth girl who managed to escape unharmed. But unfortunately for her, she had seen what had happened to her friends here, and she's now receiving counseling because of the tragic scenes.
So it really is a tragic story, Des. And now we then have the forensic pathology employee arrive on the scene, ostensibly to remove the bodies. Allegations of the child's body being mishandled. In what way?
Well, Jeremy, I'll tell you this much. Apart from just seeing the community reaction to it, my cameraman Francois and I were also standing right here. And I'll tell you, it really just added insult to injury for this family. Just to take you back a little bit, the mother of Sizipiwe was here earlier in the afternoon, and she collapsed in the middle of the road when she realized what had happened to her daughter. So as you can understand, she was quite distraught. She was also standing behind the cordon tape, just not far from where I am now, when the mortuary attendant arrived. But I first noticed his arrival because he'd been speeding down this road, and I'll just show you this road, Jeremy. It's a very narrow road, and as you can imagine, it was quite packed yesterday with people gathered here. There were the ambulance services as well, so there was very little space to drive, and he had sped down this road. The most bizarre thing was that he had music blaring out of the bakkie, and he had his windows down, and he only switched that off when he got to the scene where you see me now. He pulled up on the pavement, Jeremy, and then proceeded to attend to the bodies that were here. So he picked up the blanket, but I think the most disappointing or heartbreaking moment was when he dragged one of the bodies by the arm to the van and pushed it inside. Now, this was in full view of the mother, and she broke down even further when she saw that. The community then tried to approach the scene. They tried to approach him. They were swearing, they were shouting, and everyone was just saying that he had treated this child with no respect. Now, I've put these allegations to the department, Jeremy, and I just got a WhatsApp message a little while ago from the department responding to that. And they say that they view these allegations in a very serious light, and they will take disciplinary action if that employee is found to be guilty of any of those offences that I've just described.
So we obviously know who the employee is. Do we know how this investigation is going to take place and whether it will be conducted internally or externally?
Well, look, for now it'll be an internal investigation, and I think what will assist is that there were also a lot of people that were on camera yesterday just voicing their views, describing what had happened. But in pictures, you also see the registration number and the time that this employee was here. So it shouldn't be that hard to track him down. But now this internal investigation will take place to get his side of the story, also interview the family. Jeremy, the family also expressed their concern earlier when we spoke to them. This is Sizipiwe's family. And the mother broke down in tears. In fact, she couldn't even finish a sentence when I asked her what was going through her mind when she was standing here on the side of the cordon tape and watching her child's body being removed. But her granny stepped in and said that she used a little doll that was lying on the bed, and she just showed me what she had seen and how she felt the employee had handled Sizipiwe's body. So hopefully their account will also be taken into this investigation, and we await information from the health department just to let us know exactly what's going to be done.